10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And hello to each and every one of you, the drag racing fan out there. Wow, what great drag racing we have had recently, and we're looking forward to right here on the Competition Plus Power Hour. I'm Lee Kraft, the Monday Morning Racer. Currently, my co-host, I don't know where he's at. Maybe he'll be here. We don't know. Smash that like button. Dive into the comments section. Let me know what's going on with each and every one of you. I am back from my great Western tour. I'm on the East Coast, back in South Carolina. Looking forward to the Gator Nationals. So what's on tap for the show tonight? Well, we've got Darren Williams Jr. of American Hot Rod Entertainment. He will be on. He was working alongside with Competition Plus at the famed March meet this past weekend. We will be chatting with him before long concerning all that he experienced out there in drag racing and the nostalgia ranks there in March meet. And then later on, we'll have Matt and Angie Smith as well. Now, I did hear from Angie Smith, and she said, I may be doing a whole lot of talking because Matt is doing a whole lot of driving as they are en route to Gainesville for the Gator Nationals that we're all looking forward to this very weekend. So that's the show for each and every one of you tonight. Darren Williams Jr., Matt and Angie Smith, little March meet, little Gator Nationals, Pro Stock Motorcycle, and everything nostalgia fuel that we can handle for the show tonight. Let me go to the comments section right now, see what is going on. Destroy 1320, he says, smash the like on the way in, y'all. Yes, smash that like. Drag Racing Central says, we back. And Michael says, hi, guys. See you in Florida. Yes, should be down there sometime Thursday. That's the plan. Be there for the Gator Nationals. John Fink, he says, Sam, glad I was able to get you a few pictures of professional modified testing today. Yes, ProMod in testing trim. ProMod will be out there at the Gator Nationals kicking off their NHRA season, but let us not forget, ProMod does in fact begin elsewhere. Yes, yes. So, Sam.
Dude, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My internet's not working. I couldn't get logged into the show. I'm watching it on my phone. I'm like, what is going on? Sorry I'm late.
Well, you're here now. Technical difficulties.
Yes, and Jeff Arin didn't get the link either, so I had to send it to him too. So.
Oh, okay. Well, Jeff just, he does his own thing anyway. We already come to learn that.
Yes, so I am sorry. I am late.
Nice photo, by the way.
I stole it.
Yeah.
I'm in a different place. I can't tell you where I'm at right now.
Okay.
I'm in a secluded area at Wild Horse Pass, locked up in a cage. They got me against my will, but it is Gators week. That's all I'm going to say. It is
Gators week.
Dude, hey, Lee, to talk about this, so this time last year, you and I were bumping elbows and, as other people would say, kissing babies and hugging whatever, I don't know, hugging the kids or whatever they say. We were in Florida already at this point last year for the World Door Slammer Nationals, the second.
Yes.
And I posted a picture or a little story on my Snapchat the other day of me holding the baby gator. But it's just weird how a year makes things different. But for any of you guys that pay attention to my other social medias, Outlaw Performance ENT, or my personal fun page, Slammin' Sam, professional modified to the staging lanes, please. Attention in the pits. We need professional modified. If we don't talk about anything else, this is the return. This is the start of the real drag racing season right here. Professional modified to the staging lanes too, or pro nitrous too.
Or will it be the start? As Drag Racing Central has said, and if you look ahead into the forecast, it doesn't look good this weekend at the Gator Nationals.
Bro, like no respect at all. The weather forecast gods have no respect for my beloved professional modified making their debut, and the heavens are going to send nasty weather down. That, but that's what it takes. If you're not doing something rightly, they gotta hate on something. So why not try and stop the greatness of 2022? Nice glass of water, by the way. 2022, a professional modified. It will be named that. Bobby Bennett, when he listens to this tomorrow, because he's probably asleep right now, he needs to know that from this day forward, when he writes in the columns of the Competition Plus world, that it needs to be called professional modified. See, some people, they're chiming in already.
We're definitely going to get the race in. Sunday looks really good. It's really going to be a question of how many qualifying sessions, if any at all. And that throws into question, well, for classes that have not ran at all, how will they actually qualify? How will that be put together and stacked in? But if you've ran already this year in Top Fuel, Pro Stock, so on, and you've done decent enough and you're in on points, you're good. So, yeah, I wonder, and in saying I wonder, of those that are on the list, and right now we've got at least 16 entries in every professional category, including Pro Mod. So Camping World and
no, Lee.
Yes.
Put some respect on the name. Professional modified. Look at the comments. The comments, people are saying that. Drag Race Central is hating. Yes, it does seem kind of low, but that happens every year. Unlike last year, last year was very, very weird. Not a very weird year, but last year was one of those where Gainesville, you already had a bunch of cars down in Orlando, so it was an easy jaunt for them to make that. But yes, you see this, Lee? Even the cat knows. Professional. Why? We're just going to have to do this every week. We're just going to have to put racers on blast for calling me during the show. I think that's just going to have to be a weekly segment because people continue to do it. Why are they not watching the show? But
I don't know.
That's because this is a professional modified driver calling me right now because they want to make sure we put just a little bit of respect on their name. Hello from the pits.
Terry, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. Look forward to seeing you hopefully Thursday at the meet and greet. Yeah, for everybody out there, you're in Gainesville, there is a meet and greet happening at the Hooters. Like Flying Ryan will be there, other drivers probably hanging out. So that's definitely a cool spot to go and hang out. Or if you can get a ticket to the International Drag Racing Hall of Fame induction dinner. That's also a good time as well. Joe Costello hosts that, and some big names are being inducted this year. And our own Bobby Bennett, if I remember correctly, will be doing the honors for Scotty Cannon.
Yeah. And speaking of Bobby Bennett, man, Lee, can you realize, let's think about this. 3 years ago, right? When all this craziness happened, Bobby was on his way to Gainesville for this exact race when he started not feeling good and found out he had COVID. Just unreal. Like we've made it 3 years, and we still have Bobby here with us today, giving us this great opportunity to show up late and yak it up about a little professional modified pro nitrous, because we're not calling it nitrous this year. We're changing the names in 2022, Lee. We're changing the names on everything.
Right. Well, now look, man, you got to be careful. You're melding PDRA and NHRA. Be careful, man, because actually one of the issues right now that is a problem with the low car count. I spoke with Eric Latino, Pro Mod driver in NHRA, Titan Racing Engine, the Pro Stock team now with Cammy Caruso, and I believe also like Titan Machining, and Jissy, his company out there from Canada. He's doing a lot of moving and shaking in the drag racing world. Longtime campaigner of a supercharged Pro Mod. Well, with the new combination that's coming in, many drivers, until parity is found, they don't feel like it's worth coming out to race right away. So I'm sure Lonnie Grimm and others working on it will find that parity, just like we had toward the end of last year, because a turbo car was actually competitive with our own very Lyle Barnett. I'm sure they'll find that parity. We'll see folks back out, and the fields will begin to climb once again. But there is a full field. As of right now, if every car shows up that is on the entry list, it is a full field. And that's across the board for NHRA drag racing. And
what more could we add?
And 16 in Pro Stock, Funny Car, and Top Fuel. Granted, I do wonder, with many looking at the forecast, if they'll make the trip with what is ahead of us.
Yeah, I think, that's the one thing about racers. We always are looking at what is ahead, right? What's the forecast? What's this going to be? That's the biggest question for, I think, racers in general. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of racing you do. One thing you're looking at the week of a race is what the schedule, not what the schedule, but what the forecast is going to do. That's just important. That's something that you're doing week in, week out. You're looking 3 months ahead. What is the projected, this, just so you can kind of get an idea for tune-ups and what you're going to be doing. So, that plays a key role in, I think, anyone's racing program. If you go out there, you're going to see all the weather stations that are up and that are going on. To Phil, you got to be able to adapt and evolve with us, okay? We're growing. We're moving things forward. As the West Buckism, as I'm getting goosebumps, but you got to drive the needle forward, right? Isn't that what they say?
Dave W., he says here, I can get behind a lot of movements, but professional modified isn't one of them. Sorry, guys. Well, Dave W., look, you don't have to be sorry. Like, I'm fine with Pro Mod. I'm fine with professional modified, though. But look, we got to get Brett Kettner's weight in on it one day, man. Look, I think,
honestly, that's a great idea. I think we need to have him back on there. So, but and you're going to have guys like, let's just say we get Tricky Ricky on here, right? And I think that'll be a great episode. But even in our group chat, Lee, when we were talking about who we're going to have on there, I threw in some names, but at the bottom, there was a very key point to have some professional modified drivers on. Guys, it's a funny thing. We're going to catch on to it. If you like it, then great. Hashtag professional modified in the comments, like and share. And if you don't like it, hashtag pro mod in the comments and like and share anyway, because that's what it's all about.
Here's the key behind what you're saying. It's not so much professional modified. It's not so much pro mod. It's more attention on those drivers and that class. That's the key. That's the key. That's what it's all about.
100%. And of course, that's my whole thing, is to make sure I want this class. You guys, if you get nothing else about my professional modified statement, I want this class to be on the stage on Sundays. These guys and girls that are out in this category, they work during the week. They have jobs, they own businesses. These are hardworking, individuals that are coming out, and crews that are coming out and doing what they love to do. So why do they not deserve the chance to jump on the stage too? They're still considered a pro class, so why are we not treating them professionally as we can? And that the only thing is adapt to the situation. So we're going to adapt, and we are going to make sure that on Sundays they're on the stage. Now, this is my chance, Lee. I know you see this comment. You can go ahead and bring it up. It's the boss man himself. No. This is my get off the track moment. No, no, because they've already pro stock is getting the love that they need. See, you're missing the point here. We're trying to add another class onto the stage. Okay, that's what this is all about. With Joe Costello, Alan Reinhardt, and Amanda Busick, we want professional modified, aka you guys' beloved pro mod, to be on the stage on Sundays. Just think about it. I talked about this last week, Lee. I mean, I think I talked about it every week. When you go down New Brainerd, it's a smaller class. There's not that many classes there, right? In that race, why are we not putting Mountain Motor up on the stage? Since you're making them a premier class that week, give them the love. That's all we're trying to do. We just want to continue to give the love, because the more people that you show the love to, guess what? They're going to say, hey, man, they're treating us nice over there at the NHRA. You go to PDRA, they're getting the silver platter. They're getting the red carpet rolled out for them. And I think that's what we have to do in NHRA. And to do that, it's calling them professional modified, one, and two, putting them on the stage on Sundays. Boom. What else you guys want to talk about? Like I said, again, hashtag professional modified in the comments, like, share, hashtag ProMod, like, share. And Bobby, next year we'll get on the professional stock. Next year, like next season.
Well, to continue the pro mod discussion, Dragon's Blood Kennels, that's an interesting handle right there. He's like, hey, what's your pick? What's your pick on Sunday for
who's my pick?
Professional modified.
Who's my
Will
pick?
It be a Sunday? Professional nitrous car?
No. Honestly, I'm not picking a final round. I'm picking a driver. You guys know this driver. You guys respect this driver because he drives the hell out of everything he gets into. Congratulations on his win down there in Valdosta last weekend. But I am going with the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that says that you deserve to be kicked or stub your toe in the middle of the night when you stand up when the airplane lands before they open the door and try to beat everyone else out. That is Mr. Lyle Barnett. That combination is just bad. Yeah, it's a bad combination. They've been testing. I really like it.
I will agree. I would pick Lyle Barnett too. I think ever since the end of last season with that combination, the wins, I think they are going to carry that streak and they're going to carry that momentum right into this year. I definitely think that will be the case.
Lee, you know what I should have done there? I should have made a disclaimer and picked the final round. And then on our, you and I think we need to we can talk about it, but do this live show on Sunday mornings, and I can have the two hats, and one would be one driver and the other would be the other driver. I think that we should do that. Drag Racing Central makes a great point. Great point. We've always been focused on the nitro classes. That's why right now it's professional modified to the front. Or as Alan Reinhardt would say, and he goes to the top.
Speaking of fuel, though, if it does actually happen this weekend, I do want to get from you your desired matchups, Sam, for the Pit Boys All-Star Top Fuel call out and race. If it happens.
No. Yes, Lee. There's one that I'm mad that's not in there. He was on the show. We kind of talked about it. He hinted at that. Of some funny things that kind of happened in the 2021 race season. I'm really surprised that Clay's not involved in that. No comment? No comment? No.
We stand where we stand, Sam.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother. I know it's not that, but that car's just found a way to run. It's really found a way to do that.
And
I mean, if I had to,
on it not being turbo weather, also I would say that may very well be true, but I'm really thinking more of the car. I'm thinking of Lyle's driving. His driving has
yeah,
been there, and he's
and
won
that's
some races off the line more than the combination even. But the combination has been competitive, that's all we want in pro mod across the board is competitive
in
combinations,
what
and then put
class?
it in the driver's hands.
Yeah, in what class are you talking about?
Pro mod.
No. See, that class doesn't exist in 2022.
Yeah,
What class are you talking
little
about?
little PM on the door. PM.
Yeah, professional modified.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm making stickers, and every professional modified that's out there is gonna have a hashtag professional modified sticker put on it, and we're gonna make shirts, singing this off the rooftops.
Hey,
I mean,
maybe someone to do shoe polish on the back, and you get the Alan Reinhart shout out because that's the only way he does the shout outs from the tower. They hashtag professional modified.
I think every driver should do it.
Yeah.
I agree with Bond is a great choice. I think the Bahrain 1 team, you can't count them out. I mean, I think that's been years and years of we know what's going on there. The Bahrain 1 team, you just can't count them out. What Stevie Fast, Mr. Fast Quick himself, has done over the years. I think that's going to be great. But I don't know. I just say I have favoritisms, but I don't. I like all the drivers. But this week, I'm rocking with my boy LB.
Yes, I
You
agree
know
with
what?
you.
You want to know what my final round's going to be? Do you want to know my matchup?
Oh yeah, give me the final round, man. Give me the final round.
The final round is LB Lyle Barnett versus Doug Winters. Doug Winters is going to have a breakout season this year.
Okay. Drag Racing Central says Gonzalez. That's a solid choice for sure. Champion in 2021 or a Proline Pro Charger will probably win it. Well, the Pro Charger combination, the centrifugal supercharger, it's a great combination. It's a combination that definitely took Pro Mod by storm overall. But I'm so glad towards especially the end of last year, I think we saw parity in the class for sure. And I think we'll see it again in the future, even with the new combination coming in. So I think NHRA Pro Mod will be healthy once again. They got to get through this time of, getting past COVID and new combinations and get all of it worked out. And I think we will see it healthy once again. But right now we're looking at a full field. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Man, Lee, after what I saw in Arizona, after what I saw in Pomona, I think this is going to be that year where, like, if you complain about crowds, I don't have time for you. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just one of those years where we're going to be like, man, like, what are you complaining about? Like, what is going on? Like, I mean, just like in Phoenix himself in Arizona, man, just walking through the pits on Saturday and Sunday was unreal. Like, I mean, we talked about it last week, but just unreal. And you know what Gainesville, or as some people call it, Rainsville, means to a lot of these people. So I think that there's a lot there. And I mean, you can't be mad at the place. We know what Florida's like. I mean, we know the situations. We understand the weather there. It's unpredictable. I mean, it can say it's going to rain like it did last year, the Sunday for the door slammers, or Saturday for the door slammers, was supposed to be a rain, canceled out, right? End up getting the whole day in. So just because the weather says that, I mean, it's Florida. Florida does
right.
what
It is
Florida
Florida.
wants
It
to
is
do.
Florida. Yes.
I mean, and like we said, Rainsville, you never know. I mean, it can say it's going to rain and it doesn't happen. I mean, Gainesville is kind of just like San Diego, the San Diego area. The weatherman says it's going to be sunny and 75 and it's raining cats and dogs, but by 2 o'clock it's sunny and 75. So, I mean, you never know. But speaking of that, Lee, you told all the people that you were supposed to be going west last week. You said, I need to go and check out this March meet. Then all of a sudden, I see that you're.
But I also said, if I get what?
Credentials.
Right, and I didn't have them, so I went east.
You didn't try.
I did try. Thank you very much. I sent an email.
Look at Lee's cheeks right now. Look at it. You can see the line in his cheekbone. That's how you know he lying. He lying. He lying to all of us. He did.
Right.
Lee,
right.
Yeah, I'm telling Lee. You guys, I know Lee. Like, trust. That's this dude over here. This is my brother. I'm telling y'all. When y'all see that line underneath his cheekbone right there, and he getting all red, that brother didn't try. He like, heck no, I ain't driving back west to go all the way back east. I'm getting on the road. I'm going home. Because man posted pictures, stopped at a couple places. Then he went to his mom and dad's house. He's like, oh, they got their chef back. Man, Lee fooled us. Lee owes us all. I don't know. I would tell him to take off his glasses, but we don't all deserve that on this show. We want to keep things. We would like to keep our fans that hate him for wearing his glasses because that's just what we like. But I'm telling y'all right now, that man fooled all y'all out there. He lied to us. So Lee,
I sent an email and I never got a reply. I never did. I'm not putting that on anybody. It's fine. It's cool. But I didn't get credentials. But hey, that's why we've got Darren Williams Jr. on the night.
Lee, I'm blowing the whistle. I'm blowing the whistle. Recess is over. You are not pulling this okie doke on me and the rest of these people. They can see past your lenses. They might be polarized, but not today. And that's why Darren's down there in the ready room laughing because he knows that you pulled an okie doke on all of us. And when Darren gets on Mr. Hot Rod Entertainment, he's going to tell us that he knows you lied to all of us. It's okay. You ain't got to lie to me. Lee, I'm still going to be your friend after this, okay? But it's the people that I'm worried about. I cannot have you lying to the people.
Okay.
Look, see, he can't even keep a straight face. And this segment's been brought to you by We All Shall Laugh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Lee, you gonna tell us the truth yet?
The truth is, I sent an email. I did not get a response, which is fine. And I went on down the road.
Boom. Look, why didn't you call Bobby?
I don't.
Why'd you call Darren? Why'd you call Darren? Darren was there. He could have got you. He could have asked someone. He could have phoned a friend.
I could have phoned a friend. Yes.
Could have phoned. You got to use your research. Look at Jag Racing Central. Yes. He's like, yep, Lee, you caught.
No. You got to have fun. I sent an email, but I did not get a response, and that's fine. That is fine. So. Are we going to talk about Top Fuel before?
What do you want to talk about Top Fuel? Yeah, we can talk. What do you want to talk about?
What are the matchups you'd like to see?
Go down the list. Let me put some together here.
I personally want to see Steve and Leah.
That's a gun shooter. I mean, you got the. I don't know. I don't. For what? What reason do you want to see them two?
There's a little bit of history there. There's been some jacking of the jaw back and forth between those two. I'd like to see it play out on the track directly, call out style.
Who else?
Mike Salinas and Brittany.
No, see, I'd like to see Mike and Leah.
Okay.
I would like to see Mike and Leah, Brittany and Steve. I would flip-flop those two. Only because, and this is no slam to either one of them, but only because if you look at the way, and I've said this time and time again, and I swear I hope she doesn't get mad at me or hate me for this, but look at what Brittany does on the light. Look at what Steve does on the light. Out of those two, I mean, that's a fight. That's a fight right there. Now, Mike, yeah, I would like to see that one.
Jeff, Dragster Jeff says Doug versus Force. So Coletta, I believe it's Coletta versus Brittany. That would be an interesting matchup. I really think the last one to get picked will be Sean Langdon. I think he will just fall into whoever, because I don't think anybody wants to mess with him because he is a lever, and that car has shown performance here recently. I don't think anybody's going to pick Sean.
But he's over. I don't want to say he's overlooked, but I don't know, man.
Here's another
Coletta
one.
versus
Coletta versus Salinas.
There's
a whole lot of storyline right there,
dude. that is a fight on the starting line waiting to happen.
There's a whole lot of storyline there.
See, I agree. See, finally, Bobby. Finally, must have. He ate his broccoli. That's what I'm going with. He ate his broccoli this weekend.
No, he sat in the Charlotte airport and had plenty of time to contemplate his life yesterday. That's what happened.
Yeah. Ooh, I think it will be Drag Racing Central, bro. You on what? He's on fire. Will you, Lee? Stop clicking stuff, Lee. I'm trying to do it. That's a good one.
Wow.
Justin Ashley picked last. I don't know. I would think that you're gonna have someone call him out just to make a statement, but more so just a call out. Like, I would like a little. We have to make this more and more entertaining. Like, it can't just be the call out. Like, I want a little jaw jacking. So if I gotta go up there and coach Justin on how to talk a little smack and not be so polite, then that's just what we do. But we got to make this fun.
Well, Mike Salinas, he said it in the winners press conference after Phoenix. He said it on Joe Costello. He said it, I think, even with us. He wants betting in this scenario.
You know what? We're entertainers, right? It's all for entertainment. You have to do it, and you have to have fun with it. And that's what it's about. It's just like letting, and I'm going to say this because we have females in the sport, let your hair down. Have fun. Like, relax. Drop those shoulders back. Have fun with this, because if you look at it, this is what drag racing's about. And I think this is our first step to NHRA saying, hey, like, we understand that the call-out world of racing is very prevalent right now. We introduced the streetcar scene in NHRA. That's going to be rolling out. We're trying to make this transition and this step forward to understanding what the no prep scene and what the heads up racing scene has done and what they're doing. So what Mike Salinas is doing is just saying, hey, if we're going to have fun, let's have fun like we used to do back in the day, because that's the reason why I like drag racing. And yes, do you have to go out there and bet thousands of dollars? No. Would it make it fun?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's
yes,
not my
they
money.
can afford
I
it.
enjoy hearing a big amount. There's plenty of those drivers. They can put 10 G's on a race. Put 10 G's on it. You're good. You're good. Do it.
Yeah, I mean,
just lay some more pipe, get some more scrap. Tony's selling his house. She'll be good for it. It's okay. 10 G's. 10 G's.
Nah, I mean, I'm going to say this. Whoever Mike Salinas gets, bruh, you better have that pocket stacked, because he ain't coming out not swinging. He's gonna.
I imagine Mike's gonna be on stage with like a briefcase. That's what I'm expecting. Like right now, it's gonna be cold hard cash in a briefcase.
This is what needs to happen. Mike Salinas needs to walk up and needs to have one of his crew guys dressed up in a suit, like I'm talking top 3-piece business suit, cigar, dress clothes, slacks, everything, with a briefcase, set it down and be like, you want to race?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking Conor McGregor style. Like, just let's go. Let's have fun with this. And
Yes.
honestly, Lee, that's what Friday night test session should be about. Like, Friday night should be a call out. I don't want to say grudge style, but call out and, you know, let's make it fun. Let's make it interesting. We're doing it underneath the lights. Like, let's make drag racing great again. Like, let's make it fun. Let's have fun with this. Let's bring back this sport that we always loved, and why these people, the generations above us, why what we saw, you know what I mean, and what they saw was grudge racing, was, all this. I mean, I tell people all the time, people say, why do you love drag racing? Well, it's the traditional American sport. You line up, I line up, first one to the end wins, right? It's the same in track and field. Now try to explain bracket racing to someone. They're like, why did this person leave before this person and this person didn't? I don't know. Like, look, you're going to make my head hurt. You're going to make your head hurt. So there's no point in doing it. You just come and watch. These fast cars are going to make your insides feel good. That's what it's all about. Just like Bobby Boucher's mom said, it's because it makes you feel good inside. That's
all
what
right.
drag
Thank
racing
you for
does.
that inspirational wisdom, Sam. I appreciate it.
Hey,
We need to move on. We need to move on in the show.
No,
and
we're
speaking of something great.
This is our show. We can do what we want. Okay, we're having fun. The people love it, and I'm feeling good. You want to know why?
I'm glad you're feeling good. I'm glad you're feeling good. I know someone else is feeling good too, because he was at the March meet because he had credentials, and that's Darren Williams Jr. And all of this is brought to you by Weldon High Performance.
Classic car owners, make your headlights over twice as bright with Holley Retro Bright LED headlights. A plug-in replacement for those dim halogen seal beams, Retro Bright maintains that classic look and lasts 6 times longer. Stay safe and click the link below to learn more.
Darren Williams Jr., American Hot Rod Entertainment. Welcome to the Competition Plus Power Hour.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on. You could at least give me a heads up. We're going to bring me on the show right there. I didn't even know.
You've watched it enough. You should know by now that after the break.
Darren, you can't put anything past this man.
I was like...
He'll lie to your face. With over 100 and some people watching, he'll still lie to you.
Wait. You're out here saying I'll lie to people's face, but you'll steal a brother's photo.
I'm not stealing. I'm borrowing it just for tonight.
Hey, but I do got to say, though, Lee did tell me he was coming to the March meet. Never showed up. So,
boom.
So,
boom. Lee, look, drink here. Everybody take a sip. Everybody at home, no matter what you're drinking, because it's Tuesday night. It's a late night show. Yep. I'm drinking core water.
Yep.
I did have a Coke, cola, because Darren, I needed some energy. You just need to find a
motel for Gainesville. That's all I got to say.
Darren, he kicking you out of the room already?
That's what it sounds like. Darren. Dang.
All right, Darren. I'm gonna tell you this, Darren. This is an inside snippet. No one else is hearing this other than me, you, and Lee on the show. When Lee says he snores, I'm gonna send you a video, bro. Bro, I'm gonna send you a video. This ain't made up. Bring some earplugs. Put your earbuds in when you go to, or just try to go to bed first. Okay. Be like, hey, Lee, can you run down to the car and get some? I'm gonna go to sleep real quick, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey,
when Lee says he has a little snoring, it ain't little. It's bigger than some of them alligators you're gonna see this weekend. That's all I'm gonna say. Now back to the show.
Right.
Okay, back to the show.
Right. I warned you, Sam. I did.
Bro, I'm not saying you didn't, but he said, Darren, when somebody say, hey, I kinda got a snoring problem, sinuses messed up. Nah, bro. Y'all, you the people out there of the Competition Plus Power Hour, I'm sorry if you ever get a hotel room that's adjacent or next to the Monday Morning Racer, because when that man goes to sleep, he goes to sleep hard.
Well, here's the thing, though, Sam. I've heard about Lee snoring, and I heard that he sleeps through the alarm, too. But I can pretty much sleep through anything. So, I mean, I'm ready for it. Let's take it over.
I've been overseas, brother. I've been slept through some stuff. You cannot. It just there ain't no way. You roll over and you like, man, what was that? All right. All right. We got to stop having fun on this show tonight. We need to talk drag racing and not have fun. Okay. I'm done. I'm gonna drink some water and I'm calm down. But Darren, you better bring some sleeping pills, brother. May God have mercy on your soul and your ears.
Oh man,
Darin, look, it's great to have you on the show. Let's talk March Meet, man. You were there. I think it's I don't know how many times you have been, but at least in a media capacity, your second time, I believe, and this time working alongside with Competition Plus. So give us the shakedown, man.
yeah. I've been going to the March Meet since about the mid 2000s. Always a great event. And what's funny is last year's March Meet was the first ever time I ever took a camera to the racetrack. So obviously this race is pretty special to me. And just what a great event it was overall. 25 Nitro Funny Cars came to the March Meet this past weekend. Congratulations to Bobby Cottrell, the four-time NHRA Hot Rod Heritage Series Nostalgia Funny Car champion, picks up his fourth March Meet win. Unfortunately, Jeff Moniz in the final round couldn't make the call, hurt the motor in the semifinal, so couldn't make the call for the final round. Bobby Cottrell, basically all he had to do was stage. They didn't even start the car. All he had to do was just bring the car up stage, and he officially won the race, picked up his fourth March Meet. And I'll tell you what, Bobby Cottrell, he drives for the legend Bucky Austin. They call that car the Northwest Hitter. They're pretty badass, and they've been dominant the past 4 years. You give Bobby Cottrell a win to start the season in the points lead. I mean, watch out. I mean, he's gonna be tough to take that points lead away. So congratulations to that team. In top field, Brett Williamson, first win with team owner Mike Fuller. I mean, he pretty much swept the weekend, qualified number one, and got better each and every round throughout competition, and upset Jim Murphy in the final round. Jim Murphy was going for his fifth March Meet win, trying to tie the legend Big Daddy Don Garlitz with 5 March Meet wins. Unfortunately, Brett Williamson upset him in the final round. It was a great final round too. Header flames under the lights. It was badass. And fuel altered. Congratulations to Dan Hicks. He took down Mark Wynot. Dan actually smoked the tires right at the hit of the throttle, and he was dead in the water. Mark Wynot was all the way out in front of him, but then he had lost oil pressure. Dan Hicks went out there and flew past him for the win. He picked up his 5th March Meet win and tied Big Daddy Don Garlitz. So just what an amazing event. I know we had a little bit of rain on Friday and stuff like that, but we saw great crowds, saw some great racing, and what a great event it was.
So, Darin, they're at the March Meet. Me following along, I know an alum of the Funny Car Chaos world, the Cone Hunter Funny Car. They went out and won a particular class and segment of the Funny Car world. So talk to me, what is there at March Meet? We always hear basically what? Nostalgia Funny Car, you've got Nostalgia Top Fuel and Fuel Altered. What else is there and what else is happening beyond those classes?
Yeah, so you got Nostalgia Funny Car, you got Front Engine Top Fuel Dragster, you got Fuel Altered, and then the other class you're talking about was Nitro Pro Comp, which Lyle Greenberg won, the Cone Hunter. He won in his Corvette. He defeated the Witch Doctor in the final round. And basically what Nitro Pro Comp is kind of like a throwback to back in the day. We got dragsters taking on funny cars and stuff like that. So really cool class. And you have like your sportsman categories. You have Nostalgia Eliminator 1, Nostalgia Eliminator 2, Nostalgia Eliminator 3, A-Gas, B-Gas, C-Gas. So a lot of other great classes at the March Meet, not just Nitro. They have like their own separate sportsman categories as well.
So talking about it, like, I know Ron Capps was at this event this weekend, and he posts, that this is always something great to go to. For a guy like him, coming to an event like this, do you think, like, what's the atmosphere like for someone that hasn't been, like myself and Lee, since, he said he was going? Lee, I'm not going to let this down, Lee. As long as Darren's on here, we have the rights to tell everyone you lied to us. It's the caffeine, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, a nostalgia event is very different from your actual big show event. The big show, it's, you have all the access and stuff like that. But with the nostalgia event, you get even more access. Like the drivers are right there. They really take the time out to talk to you, like as long as they can, and you can pretty much get anywhere you want on the racetrack. Like, even though I had credentials, even if I didn't have credentials, I could pretty much probably get wherever I want to, probably except the starting line, but wherever you want to go, you can pretty much get to. And it's just a real chill atmosphere. It's like these guys are out here to win, but they're also just having fun, and it's just real laid back. And for a guy like Ron Capps, for him to to, we see he's a 2-time NHRA Funny Car World Champion, to come down there and drive a field alternate and have some fun. Unfortunately, he didn't make the show, but still, it's just great for that series to see, big time champions, big time dudes come down and race with these guys right here. So it's a lot of fun. I would say if you've never been to a nostalgia event, come out and check it out. It's pretty fun. It's a great experience.
With March Meet in particular, I want to ask from you, being a younger guy, you're a young buck out there.
Mm-hmm.
What does the crowd look like at Bakersfield? Like, one, I noticed at Phoenix for the big show, as it's called, that, wow, there was a good diverse crowd. What about March Meet? Do you feel that it had a diverse crowd within itself, or is it really catering to that older crowd, or are young people creeping in as well? What do you think?
Real quick, Dragster Jeff says it's a social event too. That's very true. But I would say you see kids running around and stuff like that, but it's mostly an older crowd. I think, man, I want to say this too. What I've noticed from the crowd is that, and me and Eric, he's watching right now, we talked about this. There's really kind of a disconnect, I think, with the big show and the nostalgia event. I don't know why. It's like the people who go to nostalgia races only like nostalgia racing. I've noticed that. They don't really like the big show. And I don't know where the disconnect is at and stuff like that. And then, you have your people who watch the big show and like the nostalgia events, but it's very rare. It's very little in between. So I just don't know where that disconnect is, but that's something I have to think about. But I would say cater more to the older crowd.
It's in the politics of it. I mean, that's simple. These old school, and it's sad that we call it, and you said it, I've said it, Lee, you said it on the show too already today. These old school nostalgia, you know what I mean? Like, we're making it old and then we're throwing nostalgia on it. We should just be saying these nostalgia events, but it's a simple thing of, we make it seem so old. We make it seem so throwback. But I mean, look at anything else. I mean, I'm going to use baseball, for example. How many years did everyone roll their pants up and wear the colored socks? Now, if you look at baseball, you're an odd duck if, you have your pants rolled up. Everyone wears their pants rolled down. So it's just the times that have turned, right? You look at the general age of someone who is really into NHRA right now. It's a 40 to 50-year-old, person that probably owns a Corvette, probably owns some type of sports car when they were a kid. So we just need to get it back in the forefront. We're not telling enough people about it. We're not doing enough YouTube videos about it. Everyone's seen, the street race and everything. So I think that comes on people like yourself, what you're doing, Darren, on your show, Lee, what you're doing on your show, and what I'm doing. We have to just get out there and promote it. And it's not an old school event. Yes, it has an old school feel to it. Yes, everything is different than what we're used to. Or would you call a funny car chaos an old school event? No, but there's a hell of a lot of old school cars out there. So I think it's all in the perception of how we present it to everyone. And the March Meet is known for the old school feel, but if we somehow adapt and help push it forward, then that's the way we get that younger crowd out there. I mean, just like Lee was saying, in Arizona was unbelievable. I mean, you had young kids, you had older people, and just that filler, that gap, that I'd say that 30 to 35 range was unbelievable there. There were so many people, and it's like we're finally, tapping into that raw potential of making sure that drag racing is going to continue.
Can I say this real quick though? Sorry.
No, you can't.
I just want to say this though. When you go to the March Meet and stuff like that, these nostalgia races, the cars are so cool, like just to see in person. And then the drivers are like just straight out badass. Like, these dudes can drive. Like, you think about Adam Sorokin, driver of the Champion Speed Shops. I don't know how he's never driven a big show top field dragster. I mean, that dude can drive. And you got Bobby Cottrell, who's dominated the past 4 years. And you have big time names in the sport as well. You have a good looking young kid named Drew Austin. Like, Drew Austin won the California Hot Rod Reunion, which is run at Bakersfield. It's the last race of their season. he just won that event, and he's out there racing with his dad, the legend Pat Austin. I mean, you have some big time names. You have some great, cool cars. I mean, I feel like this series should be bigger than what it is. But I feel like, the cars are cool. The names are great. The dudes, the people in the sport can drive. I mean, I think the sky's the limit with that series.
Yeah, I think Dave's got a great comment there, in what he's saying. It's a nostalgia themed event, but with modern day components. And that's why I want to throw that one to you, Lee, is like technically a funny car chaos is kind of one of these nostalgia events. I mean, you're seeing things being brought out, from our past. And to what you said, Darren, is these are badass cars. Yeah, they are. But these are the cars that you and I grew up seeing. You know what I mean? Like when I think of hot rod, I think of one of these either, front engine altereds or something like that, or something hopped up, big tires on the rear, slammed in the front, doing a wheelies with big supercharger hanging out. I mean, but that's what we grew up knowing. Now, when you talk drag racing, people know, Lyle Barnett's. I mean, they know a Fox Body Mustang. They know, I got to have a Challenger, a Hellcat Challenger. You know what I mean? That's what they know now. So until we continue to adapt and evolve the sport and bring back these things, I mean, I think NHRA should do, like I said, an All-Star Week. Have nostalgia cars running in between, pro stock and top fuel. Throw them in there. Let them have some fun too, and it'll bring back a younger generation, and it'll accept the younger generation to accept of what's going on.
Well, the key, Sam, with Funny Car Chaos is not so much nostalgia as it's the nostalgia of the essence of run what you brung in the modern day. And in particular with that event, Chris has just figured out, hey, if we have several 8-car fields, we're close enough in competition where we still have good competition, no matter if it is a nitro car versus a alcohol car, and in the 8th mile setting. Now, Dave W, his question and his statement, and I want to pose this to you, Darren, being there. Yes, they are cool cars. Yes, they are cool-bodied funny cars. Yes, they are cool, modern front-engine dragsters, but they're not quite necessarily nostalgia. I'll put it this way. You go into a Southeast Gassers race, you're looking at Gassers. Almost unlike any other gasser group out there, you're looking at what racing probably was like. It's the closest you're going to see of like 65 to 67 out there.
Mm-hmm.
But with the nostalgia series, we do have modern touches. And Dave W is like saying, well, there's a disconnect there. Do you think that's actually an issue, or is it fully embraced in that world that, yeah, we might not have exactly the same 69 Camaro body, but we're close enough?
I'll say this first. So I was with Bobby and he interviewed Corey Mack Friday morning, and he basically said, Corey basically said he reached out to Don Schumacher for parts for his funny car right there. So what was your question though?
Do you think it would be better? I'll put it this way. You think it would be better if it was far more leaning into nostalgia, or continue on the route in which it is, and that makes it more available and being able to connect to fans in a larger fan base?
That's a good question.
Why you got to put them on spot, Lee?
Nah,
you weren't there.
A man wants to know. A man wants to know.
For me personally, in that regard, it doesn't really matter to me. Just being honest, like whatever you're running, I'm really cool with. I mean, what I love about the nostalgia series is like, when you think about top fuel dragsters, front end top fuel dragsters, you have the big block Chevy, you have the small block Chevy, you have the Hemi 426, you have the Chrysler 329, so in that sense, for me, it doesn't really matter. I just like how, there's, you have a lot of people running different things, in the nostalgia series. I think that's pretty cool, So, and you think about that. I think that's what people like, you look at this car. It's a big block Chevy. You think about Adam Strogan, he runs a small block Chevy, stuff like that. You think about, Pat Austin and Drew Austin are running the Ford, the Boss 429. So, I think, that really, brings a lot more excitement because you see everybody's running different things, if that answers your question.
Yes, no, I think it does. I think that's a good point. And that's something that people even allude to that they wish they would see back again in the big show. Granted, I think we'd be running into so much money issues. I understand why we almost have a spec situation, but even in the big show, when people say, "Oh, they're running a Hemi," well, yes, but that was just a big, huge aluminum block that was machined down by AJP or Don Schumacher or whoever, and it's loosely based off of what was many, many years ago. And you don't really get true combinations other than, well, who's tuning it and where did you buy the parts from? So, yeah, it's cool to still see those combinations come to life. We haven't seen that in the big shows since the days of Mike Booker, and with a nitromethane powered big block Chevy actually setting records and winning races.
But see, Lee, I don't think you can. I mean, as cool as it would be to bring back the Fords, and if somebody really wanted to truly run a Mopar and everything, I mean, how would you be able to dictate? Okay, you have to run this, and this. That's why I think it's so cut and dry. It's like, okay, everybody is running this. Like, here's what you can do. You can change your, you can change your gaskets, you can change this or that, but no, we're all going to run this. So, I mean, it would be cool, but I think we would have so many different parodies of rules, just like we have in the beloved professional modified, where, you just have so many different understandings and disconnects, and it just makes for a nightmare in that class. So I think, but Darren, I have to ask, since you came on the show, we were joking around, we were having fun. What do you think about professional modified being on the stage? First of all, the name, and then secondly, what do you think about professional modified being on the stage come Sunday?
I would like that. And I mean, and they are technically a professional class. They're not under the Camping World brand. They're so they're technically a pro class. So, but
wow, hey, that's the whole goal though, is to get them.
No, I would like to see them on the stage. I would, and let them get a little bit more respect than they do get right now. But I mean, I heard what you guys were talking about earlier about professional modified. Well, if we're going there, then let's, instead of calling Top Fuel just Top Fuel or Top Fuel Dragster, let's always call it Top Fuel Eliminator. There you go.
I'm down with that. Like, I like it on your show when you're like Top Fuel Eliminator. Like, I like it. I mean, we shorten everything, but I'm just saying, give my dog, just sprinkle a little bit of respect on the name. Just a little bit of respect on professional modified. I mean,
you think about it back in the day, you think about, pre 2001, you had on the stage, you had Top Fuel, Funny Car, Pro Stock Bike, and Pro Stock Truck. So I mean, why not bring Pro Mod back up there, as a fifth class on the stage? Why not?
Just bring a little bit of respect on the name. That's all I'm saying.
and Dave W right on cue, he says 5 pro classes too many.
Hey, somebody's got to be a hater. Somebody.
So, Darren, with March Meet in particular, we know it's got a long history past it. What do you think is in store for it in the future?
Wow, man. I just hope it continues to grow. I see it online, and I give a lot of credit to what Bobby's doing and what he did this past weekend, because he was literally the only outlet out there covering the race.
Yes.
And I've seen people online saying, they were frustrated because, this is such a huge event. They don't know why it's so isolated and we don't get more coverage of the March Meet, and so really shout out to Bobby for what he did this past weekend. That was pretty badass. And I want to say too, thank you to Bobby, just for the opportunity to work for him this past weekend. I got to see all the insight of how Competition Plus is ran at the racetrack. But I'm all secret though. I'm not giving out none of the secrets. But no, as far as the March meet,
we've seen it, man. It's not,
Facebook Live, a little Word documents, a little notes. I mean, come on, you ain't telling nobody. It's like, how do you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich even better than it being a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I mean,
no, no. Bobby does a great job. He's got a great team throughout the stable of writers, the stable of videographers and photographers. They are all top notch.
I want to just say this one bit too. Like we saw, obviously you want the March meet to continue to grow and get bigger and stuff like that and get more coverage. But I mean, amazing 25 funny cars at the March meet. I mean, and 25 bad, fast, funny cars. Not just run what you brung and stuff like that. It was literally like 25 funny cars that were competitive. It's just that for front engine top fuel dragster, back in the day, you would see 20 plus top fuel cars. Well, it's down to about 8 to 9 top fuel cars now. And there are more top field cars on the East Coast and in the Midwest and stuff like that. We just got to get them all together now and get these fields up in top field dragster. And so, man, like I said, I love the NHRA Hot Rod Heritage Series. The sky's the limit. I can't wait till the next race in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Well, actually, first in Boise, Idaho, first for the Funny Car Igniter. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I don't think modern day front engine dragster drivers get enough credit.
Yes.
To drive those vehicles, nitro burning hot rods, engines in front of you, no firewall, nothing really. I think only one dude's running a canopy out there. And Brendan Murray, just what a badass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen the burns on his face from after an explosion. But yeah, you're on a skinny tire, up on the tire, long wheelbase. The weight's not right. It don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they're out there doing what they're doing. It's pretty doggone cool.
12-inch tire. And if you ever watch a front engine top fuel dragster run from behind, I mean, they are steering those things. Like they're up on the wheel on those things. It's pretty badass. It's pretty cool.
It is.
Lee, you guys, there's a couple of things in life that I don't think I'd try. I'd try a sprint car. That seems fun. But some of these front engine dragsters and motorcycles, no way. Just ain't happening. Ain't trying it, won't try it, and I don't care how much you call me or what, I ain't doing it. No way. And like you said, just the way that they get up on those tires and drive those things, I mean, yeah, it'd be gas, a little bit of brake, a little bit of gas, whole lot of brake, a little bit of gas, whole lot of brake. So, they got some cojones to do that, even though Lee said he was going to go again and didn't go. Lied to us all. Darren, we're super excited that you were there and can come on to the Competition Plus Power Hour and chat it up with us about, actually being there and, saying that you're going to go and actually going. But
yes.
Darren.
Yes. Congratulations, Darren.
Darren. Yeah. But Darren, before we let you go,
mm-hmm.
check your phone right now. Make sure you got a text message from me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sent you that video.
Okay, got you.
So like I said, I'm forewarning you right now. Bring earplugs or wear your headphones that you're wearing and turn on music the whole night. Lee's a great guy, but whew.
Gotcha.
Hey, at least I do give people a warning. I told you up front, like Sam.
No, but
hey, so there's another Sam that stayed with Lee in Pomona, and he gave him the whole backstory. Like it was pretty funny.
See, Darren knows. Darren,
you told me,
bro. Like it doesn't. I don't care how much you think you were prepared.
Mm.
Like like I said, I've been overseas. I've heard loud noise. It's a different noise when you roll over in the middle of the night and you hear a grown man that sounds like that. Like. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to ask Angie if Matt snores or what. But man, like you think a nitro car is loud? You think that rattles the walls, brother? You are in for it. you're gonna think those nitro cars sound quiet in Gainesville.
Well, speaking of Gainesville, Darren, look, man, look forward to seeing you in Gainesville. We need to let you go. We need to bring on some folks who are heading to Gainesville and be competing in pro stock motorcycle. Thank you, Darren.
Haley, can I say one more thing before I get off?
Sure.
Just one quick second. So I just want to say big thank you to Bobby Bennett for, like I said, giving me the opportunity to come out and work for him and with them out at the Bakersfield March meet. I mean, just a dream come true. Like, I've been knowing about Competition Plus since I was a little kid, been a drag racing fan since I was a little kid, and just for him to trust me to come on and help them out. I mean, I can thank him enough, and to be on the show with you guys. Like, I feel like you guys set the path, for me to be doing what I'm doing, because you guys were like the first NHR YouTubers, kind of, so you guys kind of like set the path for me. So thank you to you guys, and just super cool, man. Just an awesome time. Thank you, and to be on the show with Matt and Angie Smith, that's badass. Like, thank you.
Well, thanks, Darren. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
man, Darren. No, like, I think Lee and I can both say this, and I'm gonna take the opportunity to say it, but like, you reached out to both of us and asked for help, and you've been, there if we need a hand or anything. So just, dude, you're working hard. Keep working. Like, the sky's the limit, man. You got potential, and that's what it's all about. Like, we're brotherhood, sisterhood out here. We all have to help each other and scratch each other's back. So whenever you need something, my door's open. I know Lee's door's obviously open because you're going to stay with him. But before, I mean, like I said, I can only joke because I know this guy like this. But bro, get some good sleep, because for them couple of days you in that hotel room, when you get on that plane, you're gonna be like, whoo, thank God, I can finally sleep. Like, sleep ain't never been so good.
Gotcha.
Darren,
Wow.
All right,
man. Take care.
Sure. Thanks, guys.
Oh, wow. Well, we truly need to see some light on this show. We're going to bring Holly in for that with their LED lights. But right after them, we've got Matt and Angie Smith on.
Classic car owners, make your headlights over twice as bright with Holley Retro Bright LED headlights. A plug-in replacement for those dim halogen seal beams, Retro Bright maintains that classic look and lasts 6 times longer. Stay safe and click the link below to learn more.
Matt and Angie Smith, welcome again to the Competition Plus Power Hour.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Doing great. So, first and foremost, who snores? Like, who's the one that's always snoring more? And, so who is it?
I don't think we snore.
Okay.
See, that's true love right there, Lee. And you and I don't have that. Like,
No, we
you're
certainly don't. I know that.
No. See, they love each other, so they're like, no, honey, you don't snore. But every night it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
But first off, get paid, or are you still holding out from the last time we talked? Like, I gotta know about the burnout and everything that happened. Did you guys pay the fine, or are you guys holding out?
We had to pay the fine, or otherwise he couldn't race, which I still, to this day, I think it's BS.
I would have waited till I got to Gainesville and right before the first round, be like, here's your money.
I wanted to pay it in pennies.
But
that would have been a great video.
But they wouldn't even let us enter the race until I paid the fine.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And I had conversations with numerous head honchos in HRA, and they said if they didn't make an example out of us, then other people would do it. And I'm like, well, you haven't made it public that I even did it. You just want my money. So I don't understand that concept either. So
that's hard.
Because from what I understand, the only time you have really said it was our show and like now, and that's really kind of it.
Yep.
There hasn't been this press release in the NHRA. We want you to be aware that we do not condone burnouts in the pits. There's been nothing like that.
Correct.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Maybe hashtag burnout's not allowed on the bike or something.
Yeah. Or hashtag we need money bad.
Yeah, so something. Wow.
That's cold.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on to rosier subjects. Y'all are en route to the Gator Nationals. That's a good thing. About to go racing, and yeah, from Matt and Angie Smith, give me the preview of 2022 Camping World Pro Stock Motorcycle Competition. We do not need to add professional to that. That is long enough.
Yeah, no, we can't
What?
add pro to that one.
Well, we've been in Orlando testing for 2 days, and we've had a pretty decent test session. Angie's bike ran good. We got Jimmy Underdall's bike to run really good for the Scrappers team. Been currently working with Gianna Salinas' bike. Been having a few little bugs trying to work out a brand new bike for her. She's not going to be at Gainesville Racing this weekend, but hopefully she'll be back at Houston. So that's kind of what we're trying to get ready. I ran out of time, ran out of parts, not getting parts in. I did not get my Suzuki done for Gators. I'm still debating on what I'm going to do, which bike I'm going to ride. I might ride Scotty Polachek's old bike from last year. I might ride my new V-twin bike, or I might ride Gianna's bike up there. So I haven't made my mind up which one I'm going to ride yet.
Breaking, interesting developments in the NHRA Pro Stock Motorcycle world. So, I mean, with all that going on, like, Angie, are you on the same bike? Or
I'm on the same bike, unless I need Scotty's bike, which technically Scotty's bike is my backup bike. But I guess I'll let him ride it if he needs to.
We call it Scotty's bike, but that's just one of
It's our bike.
Our rental lease bikes. But that's the bike Scotty's been on the last 3 years. So we had it painted solid black, just in case something happened to Angie's bike, or if I needed a bike to ride. It was a good backup bike ready to go, and we could stick Denso decals on it pretty quick. So that's where we're at with that bike. And like I said, I might ride that one. We've got basically a brand new bike. The paint job is beautiful on the new V-twin bike, and man, I want to run it, but then I don't want to run it right now. I want to focus on the Suzuki program, and that's kind of what we've dedicated the whole winter on is trying to get all that stuff done.
And so does this mean that the rest of the field is kind of getting a lucky break since your new bike isn't ready? And I mean, are they kind of like, hey, okay, we'll let you go easy for 1 week?
No, I mean, I don't think it's that. I mean, you got some good there was good bikes out there in the year last year. You had Angel, you had Karen Stouffer, and you had Steve Johnson. They were all fast bikes that could compete with my bike last year. I think the big surprise you're going to see this year is Jimmy Underdahl on the Scrappers bike. That bike is stupid fast. We found a bunch of stuff. We worked on the motors on the dyno, found some power, and Jimmy, we made 2 passes here, and that thing was the quickest bike down here testing when we parked it. So we are excited about that bike, and he's excited. He's never had a bike like this, and he's so excited, and hopefully y'all see how fast that thing's going to be.
Well, speaking of how fast, what does it look like forecast-wise through the eyes of a pro stock motorcycle rider and tuner and owner? Because the forecast right now, in general, doesn't look that great for Gainesville. And then I think the high they're calling for right now on Sunday is like 58 degrees. So in the world of naturally aspirated pro stock motorcycles, yay, nay, just got to run whatever we get?
Well, I think Friday will be a total washout. I think it's going to rain all day Friday. Saturday looks like it's supposed to quit raining by 11, 12 o'clock. So I really think they'll try to get 2 pro sessions in on Saturday. If I was a betting person, probably Sportsman will probably be canceled because it's going to rain all day Friday. But, NHRA will probably do what they want. But it's probably more important for them, and the way they look at it, they have to get Top Fuel and Funny Car in on Saturday so they can pay for those tickets that the fans have come to see. And I think they'll get us 2 runs in as long as it quits raining by 11 or 12. If it goes on to 3 or 4, then you might get 1 pass. But I think they can get 2 passes in. And then Sunday, better start writing their records, because it's going to be a record-setting day at the Gator Nationals if you get a hold of the racetrack on Sunday. For every class, just not Pro Stock Motorcycle, for every class.
And seeing that, that's one thing that a lot of people don't know, or, don't realize, is they're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be cold in Florida. That's actually good for the beginning of the year, I think, because you're going to have people that are already kind of pushing the waters and testing the waters. We've seen that last week, or at the last race with Mike Salinas, and what they're doing. I think it gives everyone kind of a good edge to put on great performances earlier in the year.
Absolutely. I mean, Mike and Rob Flynn and that whole gang has been doing an awesome job with the departure of Alan Johnson. I mean, they've taken that thing and it looks like they've turned it up even more. And I mean, I've been really impressed with what they've done the first 2 races of the year. And needless to say, him winning the last race, and I think both of those Coletta Top Fuel cars went out first round, and they're actually, the Coletta cars are here at Orlando. They pulled in here this evening, so I know they're going to be testing here tomorrow down here. So they've got their work cut out for them, but I really think that the whole class is going to be fast Saturday and Sunday. So we'll just wait and see. I mean, everybody, I think you'll see the ET record fall in Pro Stock Motorcycle at the Gators, but I don't know if you'll see the speed record fall. I mean, we hold the speed record at 205 mile an hour, and I don't think that'll happen. I could be wrong, but I don't think that'll happen in Gainesville.
Yeah, it would seem like right now in Pro Stock Motorcycle, with mile per hour, we're not talking about any big jumps anymore. We're talking about the point something and someone getting that possibly. But, I mean, what y'all have done recently, it seems like everybody's running over 200 miles per hour. The competition is, stupid fast and crazy tight. With you mentioning, though, the racing that we've already seen on track, the product from the NHRA, what are your thoughts on starting at Gainesville? Do you think Pro Stock Motorcycle should, possibly start at Pomona with all the other professional classes, or is Gainesville a good fit? How did that even work out? What's the history behind that?
Well, I think the bikes have always started at Gainesville, at least for the last 25 years. We've always started at Gainesville. And, with us being the least funded of the pro classes, I think it makes more sense for us to start at Gainesville. Most of the teams, Pro Stock Motorcycle teams, are on the East Coast or kind of Midwest. So I think if we go to California an additional time with the cost of fuel and things like that, I just think that it kind of hurts our class because, we are the least paid out of all the pro classes. And I just don't think it's feasible for us financially to drive across the United States again and add another one. Our bill keeps increasing with the parts increase and all of this, the financial burden that's going on right now in this time. And I just think if they add us to start at Pomona, I think it's actually going to hurt our class more than help it, just because, we don't get paid as much as some of the other classes do.
And on top of that, we're still not just Pro Stock Motorcycle, but Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock Car. We're still not getting paid like we were pre-pandemic. And to me, it's not right. They're packing the stands at 80% of these facilities. You look at Phoenix; they were a packed house. There's no reason that Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock Cars shouldn't have got their full purses pre-COVID. All right. If they have a racetrack that was, they couldn't get but 50% fans in because of COVID restrictions, okay, that's fine. Maybe cut our purse where we're at right now. But for them to still do that, they're taking advantage of the racers. And I think it's wrong. Just like our championship points fund, we have Camping World for a points fund championship purse. And we still are getting half of the purse payout that Coca-Cola did for the last 15 years. And I think it's ludicrous that the racers, the pro organization is the one that is really, in my opinion, not doing their job and keeping NHRA in check. Because once they started this, now NHRA says, well, you did it last year, you can do it now again. And they're going to keep doing that, and all they're doing is hurting the racers. And something's got to stop, because fuel prices are going up, parts are going up, everything's going up, but we're making way less money. And I don't know what the answer is, but I know for a fact that NHRA needs to get back to paying their racers the full thing, or they're going to start seeing less and less and less cars and bikes. And it's not a good thing, because the fans are spending their hard-earned money to come out here and watch this race. And I want to put on a good show, but I don't want to put on a good show and not get paid no money for it, because that don't make sense. That don't make any business sense, and it you can't make a living like that.
Well, as the old saying is, do not muzzle the ox that treads the corn, and you're providing the entertainment with your bikes or your pro stock car or funny car or top fuel dragster, and you should be getting a kickback from that. And we're moving out. We're almost completely done, it seems, with anything pandemic. But I remember many drivers raising the alarm that if we take cuts, we may never see them back again. So,
yep.
Yep.
And that's where we're at. I mean, I can tell you this. I've talked to a couple people from the NASCAR world. NASCAR hadn't cut their purses. They haven't cut their money back to their racers, because they know their racers are the one that puts the show on. And now you're starting to see more and more fans come back to the races, because they've been gone from it through the pandemic. I mean, you look at the last two races, they've had packed crowds at the racetracks. And, I mean, it's good. It's great. And not saying nothing bad, but Phoenix was a sellout, basically.
Yes.
And if I was a top fuel funny car driver and pro stock car driver, those are the guys that's on the pro board. There's no reason that those guys shouldn't be bitching and griping NHRA and saying, look, you don't get our pay back up, we're not racing. Because if the racers stick together, there's no show. NHRA can't make any money if those three categories stick together. And we have to stick together as racers and get our money back up. We wasn't getting paid enough money before it. Now we're really not.
See, and that was my next question coming into all this before you said that was, what's going on? I mean, we're in some places, you mentioned going to California, these people are seeing almost $7 a gallon gas. Like, how does that look when you look at, okay, we're trying to budget and we're trying to talk to marketing partners, and now this steady increase? How does that affect a season when you have to, fuel the hauler, get the fuel, buy the parts, and everything is rising? How do you guys, continue to plan out your race schedule and season, knowing that all this is happening?
Well, we unfortunately, we have to set our budget. The budget that was set for 2022 now was actually set in 2021. So we have to set our budget then. So we have our budget set by, I would say, October of what we're going to do for the next season. And everybody knows, like, the parts and the fuel and all of this stuff from October till now, the last 5-6 months has probably, everything is probably doubled. So it, from a financial standpoint, it makes you nervous, because you've made commitments to these sponsors, you've made commitment to all the people that back you, and you got to make that money work with what you committed in 2021, even though prices have almost doubled in 2022 in certain things. So from a financial standpoint, it makes you nervous, but you have to cut here, cut there. You have to, you have to do certain things to make it work. And, and I think that's part of the thing that our organization doesn't understand is, I know that I have sent several emails asking what our purse was going to be the following year, because we base a lot of that off our, all of that's based off our budget. Because we don't know that we're going to go out there and win 4 or 5 races. We don't know that, but we can take the minimum cost of what we are going to get paid to be there, and we factor that money into our budget. And now that, with stuff going up, it's kind of heartbreaking, because, we love racing more than anything. We do it as our job. And, so every day of our life is racing 24/7. And, you set a budget and you try to live by the budget, and then the economy is in the disastrous state that it's in now and all of that stuff. So, when you're at the races, you got to balance more than just finding horsepower and making clutch calls and tune-ups. You got to balance, the finances and things like that. So, it kind of makes you nervous, but you just got to do the best you can with what you got. And I guess I don't like to live my life like this because I'm a planner, but I guess you cross that bridge when the bridge comes, and you got to make decisions of whether to go to the next race or not to go to the next race because of finances. I guess you got to cross that bridge when you come.
With that being said, I do know and do want to give opportunity for both of you to mention that y'all have some great partners in Denso and others that have been there for a long time. It's Stockist. Is that how you say that guy's last name? Stockseth. There we go. Yes, he's been out there for a very long time. So, deeper in on that, what's communication like with partners, and even ones that are so great? Is it like, hey, can we eke out another 1,000 in this marketing deal, or whatever it might be, to make this particular race because we didn't foresee this happening in a budget?
Well, and going to that, with Denso, Mark Stockseth, Lucas Oil, and Greg Butcher Trucking, those 4 people that have been with us now for the last 4 or 5 years. Mark Stockseth has been with me since 2007. It's one of them deals, and the way I communicate with these guys and girls so good is I ask for one certain amount and I make it work. And I hear the horror stories from some of the other sponsors where this guy's always nagging them for $1,000 more for here, $5,000, $10,000. I need $50 more thousand to finish the year. I hear these, and it frustrates the sponsors so much that I'm like, I can't go do that to my sponsors. I would rather wait till my sponsorship's up for the year and I go, hey, I need 20,000 or 25 more thousand to go run next year with inflation like it is. And I just can't do that because they have a budget too, and they set their stuff on whatever everything is. So then they got to go ask their manager or their people who do the money, and it's just like what's going on now. Everything transpires down from everything while the cost is going up. It starts from the diesel fuel to the truck drivers to getting the food to the table for everybody. All that's going up, and it's because it's just a trickle effect. It just keeps on coming on. So it's going to be the same way. If I need more money to run, then I got to ask my sponsor. Well, then they got to go out and talk to their managers, and then they got to go talk to the head president. Next thing you know, it frustrates them. They go, all right, we're just going to cut them out next year. We'll cut everything out next year and save money. And I just don't want to do that because I think that's bad business decision, and I just don't do that over here. We'll struggle. Matt Smith and Angie Smith will struggle a little bit, but we'll get through it, and we'll ask them for next year. Hey, if it's going to be like this, we'll ask for a little bit more money. But the problem is NHRA has to communicate with us and let us know if we're going to get our purses back up, if we're going to do this, what our race schedule is, all this kind of stuff. And they seem to always hold us out till we already get our deals done. and then they want to talk about it in January or February of this year every time, when we put our deals together around Indy of the previous year for the following year. And that's what's frustrating is, our people that we're entertaining, they're making plenty of money, they're not helping the racers out. And that's what's frustrating right now that with our organization.
Well, I assure you, when I buy coil packs for my little Kia, I will buy Denso. I've already looked at them.
Denso coil packs, your O2 sensors, your spark plugs. You wouldn't believe how many parts Denso makes. I can promise you, from window motors, if you replace your window motor, electric window motor, if you ever look up how many things they make, you would be surprised. And we appreciate everybody that goes and buys the stuff, because that's what keeps me and Angie out here racing, and even Clay Milliken.
No, that's for sure. And so you guys are always known for the fire hot pink and the fire red. Any changes for this year? Any excitement, or are we keeping everything the same?
I'm just going to be boring old pink like I am. That's all right.
Angie did a paint scheme last year, and her bike's going to be the same this year. I can tell you that is I don't know if I do, you'll know it, you'll see it, because it's bright.
Suzuki's have a lot of things going their way, and so I'm not sure. I mean, I just hope to do really well, and I mean, yeah, I would love to, have one or two, because it's really hard out here, but we'll see what happens.
I can tell you from what I've seen on our dyno, I think a Suzuki has a 95% chance of winning every race this year over V-twin at the current state of where the rules are at right now. If they get more weight added to them, then I think the V-twin can come back and run with them. But where the rules are at right now, a V-twin is really at a disadvantage. And like I said, I've had the fastest V-twin out here for the last 2 or 3 years. And what I've already seen of the Suzuki motors that we've already done, our V-twin stuff can't compete. So there's no way any other V-twin that's out there that can compete. The only way they win is the Suzuki stuff breaks, somebody red lights, something happens like that. There's no way a V-twin can win right now with the rules like they are.
All right.
So in that answer, our team won 7 races last year. I don't see a V-twin on our team winning this year right now, unless they change the rules. But I think we can win with a Suzuki on our team. I just don't know how many that can happen.
Lee, what I'm hearing is pretty much after Houston, just watch out, because Matt's coming bang, 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 bang. I want to know, though, the real question is, will we see a Matt and Angie final round in 2022?
I mean, I would love to. I would love to race her in the final round. The last time I raced her in the final round, she beat me, and I want revenge on that. I would love to see an all MSR final. I mean, I got an MSR final last year with me and Scotty at Atlanta, and I would love to have an all MSR final with me and Angie. Like I said, but right now, I just don't know if that can happen right now unless a bunch of their stuff either blows up, messes up, or they do a bad job of tuning or red lighting. I do think that you said that watch out at Houston. I think it's going to be June or July before you really see the potential of our Suzuki program in full effect, just because of parts and pieces. We've got plenty of parts and pieces on order, but dates that I'm getting right now, from valves to pistons to all these other parts, is June and July before I get them. That's how far out parts are right now. So we have to be careful with what we do and don't hurt a lot of stuff, or a lot of stuff's going to be parked, just because you can't get parts, And I know we're not the only team out there that's got this problem. It's across the board, but it's one of them trickle-down effects, that's going on everywhere in the drag racing world, and even in Cup. Look at them. All these multi-car teams only got 1 or 2 backup cars. Normally every team has a backup car or 2 of them sitting in the trailer. Now Hendricks has got 2 backup cars for 4 cars. It's just, he's not short on money. It's just they can't get parts and pieces, and we're in the same effect.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely in. Please do not wreck the car.
Yes, especially with each other.
Yes. Yes, for sure. For sure. Well, Matt, Angie, thank you for your time. I know you're traveling. We'll let you get back to that, or however else you may enjoy your evening. And Matt, thank you for, as always, your open voice and transparency, and keeping us not being an official NHRA show once again. Thank you.
I would never be back on here if it was.
Yes, right.
Hey, like I said, I tell it how it is, and I want the fans to know what's going on behind the scenes, because if they don't hear everything that's going on behind the scenes, they don't know. They don't know the true thing of what's going on, and that's the whole deal, and that's why if you see these Top Fuel and Funny Car teams sitting out runs or whatever, go make one pass, that's the reason why. I mean, nobody's getting paid the money that we were before, and we got to get back to that somehow or another. I don't know how to do it, but we got to get back to it.
We're going to figure this out. I'm putting this on the list, Lee. It's going to be right under professional modified. We're putting this one on the list. So now every week you're going to hear about it. Bring back the pay. Okay? Hashtag bring back the pay. So anybody that writes anything, Bobby, Susan, Drag Illustrated, everybody else, you guys in the comments, you tag NHRA. From now on, you hashtag bring back the pay. I'm probably going to get canceled and never get credentials again, but
yeah,
I'll give you some.
Let me tell you this. I don't think that, and I could be totally wrong on this, I think 2009 might have been our last pay increase in NHRA. From a per standpoint, we are getting paid less now than they did in 2002 or 2001 in NHRA. So go figure that.
Not a hashtag bring back the pay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Always enlightening. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Angie.
Thank y'all for having us on.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you at the Gators.
All right.
Well,
Bring back the pay, Lee.
Bring back the pay. That's right.
Bring hashtag bring back the pay.
Yes.
Man. That's one thing that's so true about Matt. I mean, he's gonna seriously tell it how it is. And I mean, he's a straight shooter.
Hey, there's the dude, Mark Stoxis. And look, man, thank you for what you do in drag racing, because you're on many more teams and cars beyond Matt Smith Racing. So thank you for what you're doing in the sport. Appreciate it, man. But yes, completely agree with him. Not only do we need to get to the point where it's back where it was before COVID, but it needs to go beyond. We need to figure that out some way, somehow.
Yeah. It's crazy how every time Matt and Angie come on, they find a way to just like slide in that little bit of information that's like, you're tiptoeing that line, but you know what? For the fans, I mean, it's what it is or what it should be. So I mean, he finds a way every time. I mean, without a doubt to.
He does, and that's just Matt being Matt, and I love that about him because I can remember the first time I interviewed him. Brian Prinz, now defunct dragracing.tv, set it up, interviewed him and Angie. Well, I asked a question concerning other manufacturers of motorcycles coming into the sport, and he dropped for me at the time a bombshell that I didn't know, just getting into this, just being a fan, just rolling into the media. But he's like, oh, there's a reason that hasn't happened. And it connected back to NHRA and Harley, and didn't know, but he's just like, bloop, there it is. I'm like, wow. And that had been unheard of elsewhere. So yeah, I think transparency in our day and time, no matter what the organization is, especially for whatever reason with sports organizations, people want it. Just be open, be honest, be clear, be concise. Don't hide it from fan bases. Definitely don't hide it from the people making your show possible. In this case, the racers.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just one of those things, Lee, is like, I think it's one of those things where there's so many things that are hidden in the NHRA, right? You turn on your news, like today, we all got the text message or the info about, what is his name? Aaron Rodgers being the most paid quarterback in the NFL. Like, you know, I mean, Russell Wilson getting traded. These are the kind of things that I think we should be talking about in the NHRA. I mean, we want to know, hey, this crew chief was traded to, you know, or this crew chief is now going over here, and reasons why. This is why, you know, we're only getting paid this much. I mean, most people out there didn't know, you know, I for sure didn't know that, you know, they're getting paid below 2009. You know, the last raise was in 2009. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that the more we continue to grow, the more the sport evolves. I mean, we're paying a top dollar to watch entertainment, and if entertainers are not getting paid what it costs them even to break even of entertainment, they're not going to do it for much longer. I mean, like Richard Freeman said a couple weeks ago, this blank ain't cheap. It's expensive, you know? And so, I mean, we have to do something to continue to drive the needle forward.
Definitely. And look, I know if I'm feeling it and considering, like, how can I clutch my little Kia down the hill and save? I know race teams are feeling it for sure at the pump and elsewhere, just like so many other individuals are. Yes, got to figure out, get those levels back. And again, Matt brings it up. Matt brought up something that I think we kind of all had forgot about. And he's like, well, we're getting back to full crowds. We're getting back to full capacity. What about full pay? And he brings up a great point for sure. For example, when are we going to see Friday nights again what they were, or even better than what they were before the pandemic, where you've got Jason out there, he's on the tables, and you've got the pick the music, and they're making a spectacle and show of it? When are we going to have that back?
Jason, you know what, Lee? You're just bringing back all the hashtags. So here we go again. We got professional modified. We've got hashtag bring back the pay. And now, I don't even know. I got to figure out one for Jason Logan. But Jason Logan needs to be back on the ones and twos, rocking the music. And I think, honestly, like all day Friday and all day Saturday, you should have that music blasted. It creates an atmosphere.
Yes.
I mean, it creates that atmosphere that we all need. Going back down here, professional top fuel eliminator, professional funny car automobile eliminator, professional stock motorcycle eliminator. No.
Or should it be professional stalker? Just throw that out there.
No, it should be top fuel funny car, pro stock motorcycle, and professional modified. Like Darren said, yes, they're a pro class, but it is my job, it is my duty in 2022 to bring back the pay and to put professional modified on the stage on Sundays. Even though, yes, I understand they're not in the Camping World umbrella. I get that.
They're not.
For all you guys that think that I don't understand that, they're not under the umbrella. But let's just sprinkle a little respect on them. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, it will be
That's
interesting.
just my thoughts.
It will be interesting, being now in the media room asking questions for the winners' press conferences. I wonder if they're going to do that with Pro Mod. I don't know. I haven't been to a race.
You wonder if they're going to do that with who?
Yeah, Pro Mod. I wonder if they're going to do that.
No, Lee. I'm not letting you off this easy. You're wondering if they're going to do that with who?
Pro Modified.
No. Lee, why are you doing this? It's professional modified. You will know it and call it that from this day forward.
Certainly. Oh, but it's not as certain as me snoring. I know that much. Ladies and gentlemen, look, this has been the Competition Plus Power Hour. Great show. Great to have Darren Williams Jr. on, Matt and Angie Smith, my co-host, Sam Smith. It's been a good one. Enjoy having you watching along. We'll be back here next week with somebody after the Gators. Sam, shut it down, man.
Yes, this is the kickoff race. It's the first race of the Eastern Swing. So congratulations to all you guys that are going to be out there. To the racers, you guys have a fun and safe time. To Bobby Bennett and the Competition Plus team, thank you guys for having us again on this show, giving us this platform to yak it up, everything racing, everything that is just our opinions. Two guys that love the sport of drag racing, and we get to talk it. The Monday Morning Racer, if you haven't done already, please go to his Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Hit that like and that subscribe button so you get all his notifications. To Darren, who was on here, Hot Rod ENT, Hot Rod Entertainment, go over and like and subscribe to all of his stuff. Matt and Angie, thank you for your time, and thank you for always keeping it real. I am Slammin' Sam, the guy who loves and will continue to talk about professional modified this year. Until I see them on that stage, you will hear me say it. Professional modified to the front. And you guys, hashtag it. Let's send it. Let's scream it off the rooftops. Let's yell it as loud as we can. Hashtag bring back the pay. If you type anything with NHRA or if you type anything drag racing, hashtag bring back that pay. Let's get our entertainers paid what they should be. Again, Slammin' Sam, Outlaw Performance ENT. Hit the like, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Get to the track, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Competition Plus TV. Godspeed and keep the pedal to the metal. And God bless. Have a great night. Peace.
Get your CompetitionPlus.com apparel today. Whether it's our nitro-burning funny car design or the vibrant door slammer design, we have the swag to show you are always in the know. Get yourself a hat too. And we know not everyone enjoys wearing a mask, but if you must wear one, at least wear a good-looking one. Check out the new CompetitionPlusApparel.com for the latest from the place where you have trusted for your news on the internet for over 2 decades.